whole Charlie Kirk thing still going on, and I watched a few YouTube videos, and each to their opinion. But because I don't believe in I don't believe in taking people out for their opinions. I know some of you have that strong opinion that someone should got taken out because they have different views from you. They see things from a different perspective. I don't agree with Charlie Kirk on a lot of things. But is there a legitimate um is there a legitimate reason to take this man away from his family, wife and children? Is there? Maybe you know more than I do. I don't know. Maybe you know. Maybe you know um you have reasons why people should be taken out. I don't know. I don't believe that should be the case. I believe we should be uh, 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 um, given platforms to speak, freedom of speech, and so forth. We need that First Amendment right and all of that good stuff that comes with it. Let him talk. He come up here and he say a whole bunch of stuff that people disagree with. And that's fine. We need to have different opinions. But now it got to the point where people are attacking other people and assassinating them publicly, by the way, in front of a whole bunch of, in front of thousands of people. To take them out, remove them, you know, delete them because they have different views from, hey Janet, hey, how is it going? Welcome folks, welcome y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. So I don't know. Thank you very much. I'll do that. So I don't know if people should be taken out. Anthony, good to see you. Welcome. Thank you very much. Timmy, welcome. So thank y'all for showing up, and don't forget, folks, to like and subscribe and get me out there into the YouTube universe so more people can see my content. I appreciate y'all. All right. So all of you, Greek, hello, or Creek, hello. Yeah. So I appreciate all of y'all, for showing up. Thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But no, I've been doing this for at least over a week now, so I'm trying to, work on my live skills. Yeah. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. I can't go into that right now, Creek. So please, I need to concentrate on the topic I'm on right now. I can't, it's kind of distracting for me. Yeah. So, like I said, I know a lot of people disagree with disagree with Charlie Kirk. Yes, I'm okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Like I said, I know a lot of people disagree with Charlie Kirk and what he said. And me personally, I don't believe, I don't agree with a lot of things that he said. But we have to understand here, when I see people on YouTube cheering, praising that this man, lost his life. Do you understand that he has two children and a wife? Huh? Hey, Christy, welcome. Good to see you. So do you understand that this man have a wife and two young kids? So I don't understand, the hate because I am not a hateful person. But my God, this hate is intense. Yeah, this hate is intense to the point where people are praising his death. Like, they are happy that he's no longer here. I can't understand that. I have never met him personally. I don't know nothing about him. He could just be a nice guy. We might differ in opinions and the way how his belief system is. He has, religious beliefs and, political beliefs, which I don't subscribe to and I don't agree with. But the level of disdain for him. So no, he's no longer here, and you are going to celebrate his assassination. I cannot wrap my mind around it. I do not know why people are doing this. You know, I just don't understand it. It's, yeah, it's sickening. And don't forget, folks, to like and subscribe while you are here, so that way I can get out into the YouTube universe. So I don't understand it. I am not a hateful person. Each to their own. You want to go hate on Charlie Kirk, fine, you can do that. But a little bit of humanness, if there's any left inside of you, think about it. Think about those two kids that's left here, who are gonna grow up with no father. I don't know if they're gonna get the proper guidance. He looked like a man. In my opinion, like I said, I disagree with this guy and pretty much almost what he said. Okay, I disagree with him politically, really, spiritually, everything. I disagree with him on. But no, he has two young kids gonna grow up. I don't know if those kids. I think they're two girls. That's scary. Who knows what's gonna happen to those two girls? Are they gonna get the proper guidance? To be the woman that he would want them to be in this world, so that they can get great husbands and have decent children and carry on a generation of people who are do-gooders, who are fit to be in society. We don't know that. And the celebration that I see from some people, it's absolutely sickening, and I can't understand it. I don't hate anybody that much. I don't really have enemies, really. I don't. I can leave my door open. I can sleep with my door open. I don't, because I don't have enemies like that. Okay? Sucks for some of you who go around and make a whole bunch of enemies. Now you have to watch over your back. People are looking for you. You know what I mean? So, Charlie Kirk, like I said, I don't think he deserved what happened to him there, because this is the argument I hear. He deserved it. Oh, by the way, he is for gun rights. And I know this is a touchy subject for a lot of people. Do you believe that if the guy cannot walk into the store and buy a gun legally, you don't believe he can get one illegally as well? Don't you believe that? Or don't you might know that? So to say that the guns are the problems, take away all the guns and then crime will go down. I guarantee you. If you take away the guns, crime rate goes up. Okay, so that doesn't. I mean, I'm from a country where we weren't allowed to own guns. What happened? The crime rate is high there than probably almost a lot of places around the world. Okay, when you look at the places where they are so barbaric and strict, and the citizens can't have guns, the crime rate is just as high. All right. And the people who are doing the crimes, when you look into places like Chicago and all those places, the guns are not legal guns. Majority of those guns are actually illegal guns. So the criminals are getting the guns anyways. Okay? And now they're gonna have a gun come to your house and you don't have one to defend yourself. That's not even a fair fight. Okay? So that's sort of crazy to say that, if you take away all the guns, then all the shooting will stop. Maybe, sure, if the guy is on medication, if the guy is on medication, he's taking Prozac and whatever the hell else he's taking there, and Lord knows, we don't know what kind of pill and drugs these people are on. We don't know. Then we probably should look into that history and tell him, hey, sorry, Rick, I can't give you a gun because of your past history of, medication problems, and you are always on medication, or you have been on medication for the past 8 years. Something like that. Maybe we can remove guns away from some people. But you really believe if Rick truly want a gun to go do something with, because he already made up his mind that he's going to do something. He's gonna get a gun and he's going to do whatever he made up his mind to do. All right. So I believe that argument is a losing argument. A good portion of the country will not give up their weapons. They are just not going to. All right. So I think we need to find a better way of dealing with that. Some of you cannot wait for them to come and confiscate all the guns. The gun grabbers are just out there waiting. When are we gonna confiscate these guns? What happened after they took away all the guns in Germany? What happened? What happened there? People were rounds up, put into concentration camps. That's what happens there. You believe that they won't do that here too? As soon as they take away all the guns? Now you can't defend yourself properly. So you see the guy over there, he has whatever gun was prescribed, for him. And then he's going to come look for you and then put you into a goddamn concentration camp. All right? So I don't want to hear, that will never happen here, Ryan. This is America, and those things only happen in other countries. Won't happen here. I don't know because I have never really seen it happen. I don't know. So it hasn't happened yet. So I don't know. I wouldn't go as far to say that it will never happen. I just don't know. Okay? So you can blame Charlie Kirk because he is a a person who speaks for gun rights, for people who want to bear arms. That's part of the written documents that those men wrote back in 1776. That was part of it. You have the right to bear arms. Why would they do something like that? Because they understood that the people who they were fighting against might come back at some point to to take away their land, their wealth that they own, put their families in whatever form of slavery that would be. We don't know. Rounds up people and put them into concentration camps. We don't know. But they put those in writing. So I understand some of you don't want to own guns. You don't need to own. Don't own one. Just don't let the people who want to own guns go and own them. I see people who I respect on my social media, and when they say stuff like this, I don't even look at it. Of course, that might happen. So I don't even look at what they're, because when I hear them screaming about taking away the guns, you are making me nervous now. Why would you want to go disarm people? Take away their weapons from them. So what? No, what? I don't believe most people even care for guns. Most people don't. Some people do. And the ones that do, let them keep their firearm. Their firearms. All right? I don't believe that the gun was actually the problem in the Charlie Kirk assassination. Yes, the gun was used to carry out the assassination, but the gun wasn't the problem. Somebody has to pick that gun up based upon of what's going on inside your head, and then they go sit on some rooftop there and point and aim at that man and take his life away. So you're not blaming the motives, the motive, the person that actually carry out the crime. You are blaming the guns. He would have used a knife if he, if this person actually made their mind up. They would use a knife. They would use something. They would use a rock to hit him in the head or something. It doesn't matter, folks. They were gonna do it anyways. Did the gun made it easier? Maybe, but we cannot just be so one sided, because that's what I realize here. It's always one sidedness. And then you hear people from the right is screaming, oh, we should go do whatever we want to people from the left now. You see, that's what I'm talking about right there. There you go. Divide and conquer. Easy, easy, easy piece of work now for people to go clash with each other in the streets. Oh yeah, you guys probably gonna do it because you are not savvy and wise enough to see these things from a distance, to see what's gonna happen. All right, and these things might happen. They might just trigger off some kind of a false flag and then start a war. The left versus the right, right versus the left. This, so who knows? Charlie Kirk has been taken out. This is a good situation. Nice and juicy for, the color revolution people to come in and say, all right, let's get these guys, let's put these guys against each other so they can clash and further destroy and deteriorate and deplete this country, because that's what they want to do. It's gutted financially already. Now they want to just finish it off. And a civil war would be perfect for this country to go to hell. The rest of, what's left of it. So here we actually have a situation now where it looked like people on both sides are, nobody is saying, we probably should stop and think about this first before we start accusing people. Some people were saying that, hey, it's some guy from the left who did it. I don't know. The guy who made the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, the guy was a registered Republican, wasn't from the left. You know what I mean? I think we are too quick to blame people sometimes. We just want to blame somebody. It's your fault. You are the reason why the country is like this. Two systems are really available to us right now. Two. A socialist system, a capitalist system. They are slightly different, but they are kind of around the same, really. But they are slightly different. The capitalist system, the money gets fed from the top down. The socialist system, the money gets fed from the bottom up. So you have decent schools, decent healthcare, decent retirement plan, and all those stuff. That comes with, cheap food and all of that stuff. Comes with socialism. Capitalism, inflation, market crashes, money is heading off overseas to go hide somewhere in some account in some island, or maybe over there in Switzerland or whatever, in some bank offshore, whatever. So that's the two systems we have available to us right now. And then when some people said, probably we should try socialism, I think the people at the bottom will get some help, and that's true. Typically, that's what they do. They work on these infrastructures, schools, hospitals, roads, agriculture. They do put a lot of effort into that. socialist system, or communist, the communist countries. You will see them do that. The capitalist country, the farming goes to, the farming goes to hell after a while. The farming goes to hell after a while. And um the school systems, like what's going on here now. um the hospitals, I think they're about to close a whole bunch of hospitals here in some state somewhere. um I forgot where, but they're about to close a whole bunch of hospitals right now. They can't fund them. So the healthcare system has been destroyed. The education system has been destroyed. They are not maintaining the roads and the bridges and all those infrastructures. Universities, they are just what they are now. Whatever, they are not universities like they used to be. Personally, I don't think we need them anymore. Trust me. Unless you're gonna become a doctor or a lawyer, because I would like somebody competent to work on my body if I go into emergency room, and I would like a competent lawyer to represent me if I'm gonna go into court. But as or a scientist or something like that. But aside from those, I don't think we need universities. I think they should bye bye and gone already. Waste of money. Going to college now. You know. So um, if we cannot sit down and have dialogues about what's really affecting us, the real problem, because oftentimes you hear people say something like, black people commit a whole bunch of crimes, and that's true, but they are not honest. The people who are making these statements are not honest. Why? Well, understand something here. There are no men inside the house to raise those little black boys. They are being raised by their single moms. And all you're gonna get there is a whole bunch of emotional men growing up there. It won't be pretty. It won't be good. These are the guys you're gonna see come into your house and come steal your stuff and break into your cars and all of that, because there were no father to guide them. So it's the dishonesty behind these things that I like to point out. It's true. That statement is true. That blacks are responsible for a majority of the crimes. But we have to go a little further than that to find out why this is happening. Some independent women want to be by themselves and they are trying to raise men. One of the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But hey, what the hell do I know? Because if I said anything about it, oh, I'm the mother and the father. You can't be, lady. You are just a mother. The boy need his father to whoop his ass whenever he get out of line. He needs somebody there to slap him upside the head. Hey, um, you know, Jamal, don't do that. That's not good. Don't go disrespect people. Don't go steal people's stuff. Don't walk around with your pants sagging and with a do rag and a Glock 40. Go to school. Get educated. Learn. You know, change your life. Make your life better than how it is right now. They don't have that type of guidance. So that's the reason why you have a whole bunch of crazies, loose, and they are young. These kids are like 15 years old, 14, 15 years old, a lot of them. 18 years old. These are young people, young kids. And when you are young, you understand that you don't really know what's going on in the world here at all. You have no clue, because one, you believe that you are untouchable. You believe that not a goddamn thing can happen to you. You are invisible when you are that young. Crazy, crazy thought. And we know you are not. The policeman is gonna come arrest you at some point, anyways, or the gangbanger is gonna get you at some point. You know what I mean? So these are the things that we have to sit down and discuss. And I think Charlie Kirk was doing a good job at this, despite the fact that I disagree with him. But he was having an open dialogue where people could talk and express themselves in a way where, um, you know, other human beings can put up with and tolerate, because some people just don't want to hear other people talk at all. They don't. They become a nut job when you start speaking differently. When you start making statements, or having ideas that's different from theirs, different perspectives. You can become enemies with some people right there and then, because you just don't think the same way like they do. And this is crazy. And a person like this, for hey killer, what's up, what's good, good to see you back. you know and a person like Charlie Kirk, that's what he was doing. I understand, man. It's like we let's disagree with him, but we don't want to take out anybody else who are like that. You know what I mean? So I believe I am going to wrap it up here and get off of this topic here for tonight, because it's kind of sad to see that we no longer can have discussions with each other, because we are so angry, bitter, and hateful. We are full of emotions, all types of negative emotions, and we say the worst things about somebody who we disagree with. Not that they are trying to hurt our families, hurt our friends. They're not trying to hurt us. We don't have to, because you most likely never gonna have to defend yourself physically from Charlie Kirk. Never. But still yet, you have the worst thing to say about the man. Not understanding that his wife and his kids need him. I don't know how you go to bed thinking that way. There has to be some kind of humanity left in us, so that way we can sympathize with other people, empathize with other people. There's no reason to go around and go take out people because we don't like them, or we don't like the way how they present their argument. He was a brilliant guy. Not that, it's just that the people who were arguing with him didn't do their homework. They were going off of their emotions a lot of the times. And he was going off of good research and good work. And then, you said something, and then he come back, bam, you know? Because I watched some of those debates, and I'm like, oh, this guy here, but that's what it's called, debating. It's going back and forth, and you wait until the guy come up with something, and then it's like a mental type of bouting. you know it's like you are prepared, and you are listening for him, for when he made a mistake, because at some point your opponent is gonna make a mistake and say something that he shouldn't have said, and then you nail him right there. Debating is good. It makes you sharper. It makes you more you know you learn more sometimes from people who you disagree with a lot of times. And I don't want to see debating go away because of some crazy sniper who assassinated Charlie Kirk. I want debating to be here, so that way we can take part in it, and we can become better people by listening to other people who we and them are from different worlds. We don't get it. We just don't agree on almost anything at all. And that was Charlie Kirk. So many people disagree with him. That has to change. That has to change. We need to do better and actually have more sympathy and more empathy. Be more empathetic towards somebody despite their views and their opinions. And he has a large following. There was a large platform, and Turning Point was doing his thing. And I would love to see them succeed, but I'm not sure what's gonna happen now after this, the Turning Point. You know what I mean? All right, folks. Rayan here with a new video. I'm looking forward to see you soon in a brand new video. All right, y'all take care, man, and I hope y'all be safe out there, and I hope we never lost our ability to debate with each other. All right, bye bye. Take care.